Abaana ba domestic worker eriwa kuba Saudi waliyo contract eyo gye bawa abaana standard employment contract eriwa tetunnasaamu input yaffe process yennyini eyafominga kino eri very wrong era tugivumirira. Minisita akendeeza kintu kino ne bw'oba ogambye nti ogenze mu nsi endala, why do you want to work alone?
Bano balabudde gavumenti kumala gakola ndagaano zeetamala kwetegereza ekiyinza okuzaalira Bankuba kyeeyo abagenda mu mawanga gano ebitukula.
Abaana b'eggwanga bemumanyi nti mubatwala ebweru nga si bisolo, si mbwa, si mbuzi. Identify them bawe obukulembeze bwabwe. Issue esinga okutuluma eya insurance eyogerweko nga n'eziri ensi ewulikika nti endagaano yagamba ki? Abaana balina okwebwa insurance.
Gavumenti egamba oluvannyuma lw'endagaano y'ekkata okuggwa kati obwanga baboolekeza amawanga amalala kisobozese Bankuba kyeeyo nago okugagendamu bakole kyokka ng'ekyo tekinnakolebwa. Basabiddwa okwewala okukukusibwa.
Ministry tetunuulidde ensi zokka za mu Middle East, tutunuulidde n'ensi endala Abannayuganda gye bettanira nga ensinga ezo nga Canada nga n'ensi endala bwe zityo.
Amidst all that said, it has never come to pass and business continues as usual as our cries continue day and night. Rentiers, the migrant commodity chain and the frontier horizon. Ethical recruitment is intended to protect migrants and the recruitment industry itself by establishing and maintaining a distinction between legitimate labor recruitment firms from traffickers. The central technology of ethical recruitment is a government platform connecting approved overseas labor brokers with approved Ugandan recruitment firms, who in turn work with agents to bring in potential labor migrants. This research examines the formation and legitimation of this commodity chain, paying attention to the rentier role played by key actors who control critical choke points of migration. It examines this structure by following the efforts of Ugandan labor rights organizations to contest, challenge, and reimagine labor externalization. It situates the Ugandan recruitment industry within the regional political economy of labor migration, in which Uganda is only the latest site of a shifting commodity frontier for Gulf nations seeking low-wage workers, competing with Kenya, Ethiopia and other East, Southern African nations, and in which labor protections gradually push the frontier of recruitment elsewhere. This creates a closing horizon in which the recruitment industry aims to earn as much as possible while Uganda remains the frontier. Divorced women, remaking migrant subjectivities. When asked who migrates to the Gulf, LU officials and recruitment firm managers reply, divorced women. Migration is understood to be a solution to domestic problems, an easy escape from unhappy relationships and a means of supporting children with missing fathers. Migrants are constructed as naive, impulsive, and overly emotional, lacking the proper motivations for successful sojourns abroad, and so subject to abuse. These assumptions underpin the development migrant training facilities, privately run 2-week residential programs that induct young Ugandan women into migrant modernity. Assumed to be from rural villages, they are introduced to the technologies of contemporary Gulf domesticity, vacuums, ovens, dishwashers etc., trained in financial planning and literacy, sensitized about their rights and conflict management strategies, instructed to establish proper boundaries between themselves and their kin, and certified as legitimate externalizable labor migrants. Are a mandatory part of the official migration process and participation is paid for by labor recruiters. This research examines these training programs, focusing particularly on the injunctions to manage kinship relations, reading them in tandem with migrants' experiences attempting to do so while working in the Gulf. And finally, builders and failures. Imagined returns and cycles of migration. What marks does externalization leave on Kampala itself? Focusing on what migrant workers do upon their return to Kampala, this research explores building projects and businesses that workers invest in and work towards. The excessive demands of kinship and struggles to manage relatives' expectations mean many migrants are unable to embark on the projects they'd imagined for their returns. Labeled failures by training centers, migrants who return with nothing tangible to show for their time overseas are often unable to accommodate themselves to conditions of the Ugandan labor markets and so make return trips to Gulf to work again, save more, and achieve their goals through cycles of migration.
In conclusion, the history of labor migration in Uganda is a complex tale of economic, political, and social factors, spanning from British trade with the Buganda Kingdom to the discovery of oil in the Arab world. While the lure of employment opportunities has drawn many Ugandans abroad, the reality of life as a migrant worker is often far from the dream. with challenges arising from the 1991 Gulf War and its aftermath. Despite these challenges, labor migration has had significant economical and social impacts on both Uganda and the Gulf, with remittances and skilled labor contributing to the well-being of both nations. As we move forward, it's critical to examine the complexities of labor migration and strive for a more just and equitable system that respects the rights and dignity of all workers.